Good evening. It is Tuesday, January 10th, and welcome to the Positional Sports Talk Show Post, live streaming on Facebook Live, Twitch, and our Positional Sports Talk Show YouTube channel. We are a sports talk show made for the fans, from the perspective of fans, presented by lifelong sports fans. We'll provide our opinions and positions on the hottest topics in sports this evening. My name is Big Reg. I'm joined this evening by my partners in crime. I got J3 in the building. How you feeling, J3?
What's going on, Big Reg? What's up, Professor J? Feeling great. Let's get it in.
What's up, J3?
Yeah.
The professor's in the building. Don with his Bills Mafia gear. What's going on, Professor? I like the gear.
Man, Big Reg, what's up? What's up, J3? Y'all know how we do. We about to do what happened just last night. We about to shock the world. Praise the Lord. Let's go.
I know that's right.
And Sense may be joining us a little later in the program. And I just want to tell two of our brothers that, hey, Big Ed, Jay Wills, we miss you, partners. We know y'all out there. Handle your business, and when you can jump in, jump in. There's my man Sense. Sense is in the building. What's going on, partner? You on mute?
I'm off mute now. Feeling good, feeling great. What's going on, y'all? Happy to see y'all. Happy to have made it just in the nick of time to talk some sports. Let's go.
What's up, Playboy?
So this evening, we're going to give you some quick hits. We're going to talk about what was supposed to be a college national championship game last month, but ended up being a coronation. We're going to give you some NFL Week 18. Try to sneak in a little NBA talk for you. And, of course, we're going to hit you with our final post of the evening. So, as always, we appreciate you tuning in. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy Post on the Positional Sports Talk Show channel. First, we got to start the show, and the professor has the right stuff on today. The Damar Hamlin update. Mr. Hamlin has been upgraded to stable condition, and once he was upgraded to stable, he was able to be flown home yesterday. He was transferred from Cincinnati Hospital, still in the hospital, because they still got to do a bunch of evaluations and try to figure out what caused his heart to stop like that. Right. And also to make sure that when he was unfortunately incapacitated, there's no long-term effects or damage to any of his organs. So he's going to be in the hospital. Hopefully by the end of this week, they'll send him home. But they want to make sure. But just glad that man, his progress in a week has been amazing for what he went through. And the fact that he was able to watch the football game Sunday and see his boys do what they did. So,
yeah, Big Reg, that goes to show the folks out there that prayer works. Man.
Absolutely.
So thankful that man was able to get out of ICU, get home, get the tube out in a matter of days. And now I saw his tweet on a Sunday, and just so happy and thankful that he was able to view the game, comprehend the game, talk to his family. I mean, talk, no more writing. So thankful for the Hamlin family, Damar Hamlin. Just keep getting well, son. Good job.
Amen.
We got to send our congrats out to a sport that generally only gets talked about once every 4 years or so. But American alpine skier Mikaela Shiffrin tied Hall of Famer Lindsey Vonn for the most wins, 82 wins ever for a female worldwide in alpine skiing history. Shiffrin did her thing. She needs one more win to become the all-time winningest women's all-time lead in alpine skiing victories. She had a chance today. She ended up feeling a little ill, ended up coming in second. So her next opportunity will be in a week and a half, where she'll have a slalom and a giant slalom, I believe, to go to break the record. And she only needs 4 more wins to tie the all-time mark, male or female, of 86, held by what many in skiing feel is the best skier ever, Sweden's Ingemar Stenmark, to be the all-time winningest skier of all time. And she's an American that most sports fans don't know anything about.
And keep in mind, we do ski.
Not often. But we
Let's
do
put that plug in there. We do ski.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I can see some young brothers and sisters getting on the slopes, getting finance. Oh, they wouldn't like that around the world. So, all right, fellas, most of us were watching it. If you weren't watching it live, you probably saw it either on social media or some kind of
news outlet.
Your boy Gervonta Tank Davis stopped Hector Luis Garcia after the 8th round, and he did knock him out. But he hit him hard enough.
My man, homeboy pulled a Roberto Duran. No mas.
Exactly. He just created a new way to do it. What did he say, J3?
No mas.
He said, I can't see. I can't see.
Right. I don't know where I'm going.
You know what? I take my hat off to him because he could have tried to play Macho Man and go back out there and made matters worse. And he just said, nah, I can't do it. Nope. He didn't even know where he was at, to be honest.
He didn't even know where he was at.
Yeah. So Davis, after a pretty tumultuous week of being locked up and then posting bail and having his one of his children's mamas recant, still was able to show up and show out a little bit. He sold out the crowd at the Capital One Center in Washington, D.C. Almost 20,000 live gate fans in D.C. Yeah. So he's a draw.
Oh, definitely. And might I say, can this be the first of many bouts that we have in the nation's capital? We like boxing too.
I don't know, because they acted a fool.
That's because your people up in Philly don't know how to act. They're gonna Meek Mill trying to mess with one of the local boxers. Come on, man, really?
Yeah,
really.
That was ridiculous. Like they had to stop the fight to calm that down.
I mean, both fighters literally stopped in the middle of the ring and started looking. Yeah. That's what messes things up. Because previously they were putting on boxing matches at the MGM, the new MGM casino, smaller venue. Tank wouldn't have fought there, but they had issues up there with people fighting actually in the ring that weren't boxers and then fighting outside the ring. So it's just crazy.
Yep.
Every time we want to get something nice here in the nation's capital, them folks always coming out.
Can't have nothing. Have nothing.
So the next up for Tank, unfortunately, it's not another boxing match. Next month, he's got to deal with true story.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He got to deal with this case in Baltimore. I ain't gonna go into what it is. Y'all can do your research. But he's got to try to get by that. His representation tried to get a judge to knock it down to just house arrest, and they say, "Oh no, you going to trial, sir." So if he's able to be successful in his trial coming up, which is a question, he's supposed to have a mega fight April 15th with Ryan Garcia,
another Garcia.
That's what I want to see. All that trash on the Twitter.
On the Twitter, as soon as the match was over, talking about now your time is up. So
okay.
You gotta promote it. That's all promotion right there.
Yeah, you gotta sell fights.
Absolutely.
And he got Ryan Garcia got 5 million Twitter followers. So yeah. Yeah, they're gonna sell that fight. In my personal opinion, the best boxer on the match, my man Jerron Boots Ennis.
He was he was good.
In the co-main event. I mean, you got to realize that Ukrainian he was fighting was not going to come over to the U.S.
and lose
and embarrass his country by getting knocked out So he did everything he did while still fighting, unlike another fight we're going to talk about soon, and made it go 12 rounds. So he acquitted himself well.
My man was bobbing, and I was like, man, like that was some good technique there. I had to tip my hat off to him.
From what I saw, it looked good.
You funny, J3. You funny. So hopefully the next thing for Boots at the welterweight, since he's currently the number 3 ranked welterweight in the world, and we're going to talk in a minute about what the number 2 ranked welterweight suppose he's getting ready to do. I would love to see Boots fight Virgil Ortiz Jr., who's the number 4 ranked, and the winner of that, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, get a shot at one of the welterweight belts. All right, Sense, let's talk about the fight you want to talk about.
Yes, sir, let's do it.
Because the Demetrius Andre fight, his first fight at 160, that
boo-boo and dry.
Oh, my goodness. Nicholson, that dude, he shouldn't be paid for what he did in that fight. And then sticking his tongue out, talking about, you ain't not that. He got his tail whipped for 10 rounds and talk trash while getting his tail whipped.
Knocked out.
Yeah, man.
I guess if that's your win, I ain't getting knocked out.
Right.
I'll tell you who got knocked out, though. That's
yeah. Unfortunately, one of the favorites wasn't so lucky. Your boy Rashidi Ellis. His O had to go.
He was up in points too, and in them final rounds.
That's a classic example of not fighting until the end. Plain and simple.
Boots.
Roman Villa literally walked him down.
Yep.
For 12 rounds.
Yep. And his trainers was telling him, "You losing the fight. What you gonna do?
You gonna have to knock him out."
Yep.
And that's exactly what he did.
And he told people, I was listening to the commentary. He said he told him he was going to bring him into deep waters and he's going to drown him. He knew that, okay, you're going to win these early rounds. I'm going to let you get these early. But he never stopped coming forward. And Ellis never, me and J3 was talking about this before we started the show, never hit him with anything that made him have to stop and say, okay, he can hurt me. He just literally walked through all them little pity pat. Man, this professional boxing. If you just pity patting the guy and he just walking through, ain't he blinking?
Ain't scared of
you. Problem.
And did you see that knockout in slow mo? My goodness, the look on Ellis's face was like,
oh shit!
What was that?
Yeah. He's lucky that bell rang, or he would have literally got knocked out. End up losing by majority decision. But he was in trouble.
He wasn't surprised though at the end that he lost that fight because, like you said, those last couple rounds, he wasn't doing nothing but dancing.
Right, and he gonna try to argue saying, I don't know what was going on with the judges. I don't agree with the judge's decision.
You thought you won the fight.
Right, you thought you won the fight.
But his trainer, his corner was telling him, you gotta keep fighting. And he didn't do it.
Yeah. That shows you there's definitely levels to this. And just because you undefeated and think you real good, that guy was a journeyman. If you let a journeyman do that to you, what you gonna do with the big boys?
He ain't ready.
He ain't ready. You said it. He ain't
close to being ready. So
nope.
No big fights this week. As far as boxing news, I don't know if you saw a sense. You usually the first one to text me about any new boxing news come out. But people say I'm harsh on the man, so I'm gonna try to be as nice as possible. The 3-belt welterweight champ, Mr. Errol Spence, is supposedly finalizing a deal with another PBC fighter to fight Keith Thurman, who everybody wanted to see this fight 5 years ago. And they fighting at 154, not 147. So this, as I've been trying to tell y'all, I think he was getting ready to move to 154, and he really didn't want to fight.
He don't want no possible. That's all that is.
We want Crawford.
You're not gonna see it.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Yep.
See, those the type of fights that get me juiced up and can't even see it, man. Just
So from what I read today, I forget one of this sanctioning bodies had to give him a waiver for him to fight outside of his weight class. And they put a stipulation in that once the fight happens, he'll have 60 days to finalize a mega fight deal with Crawford, or they're going to probably strip him of his belts.
Take them belts.
Which he don't care, because I don't think he ever coming back to 147.
That's messed up. Let me ask you this, Big Reg, and this is just like on my like boxing wish list. Is there ever a chance that we could see, and correct me if I'm wrong if the weight classes are off, but Tank fight Canelo?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Tank's best weight is 135. He's fought a couple of times at 140. Canelo fights at 160, 168.
Okay.
And the difference is size, strength. Yeah. No, that'll never happen.
I figured the weight class as well, but I just wondered, as far as fights that you would want to see, that one stuck out.
Yeah. What I want for Tank is to get his life straight outside the ring so he can fight for another 5 more years, make some big money, and be okay for the rest of his life. So
yeah, true.
I heard your boy trying to get back in the ring.
Who's that?
Broner.
Oh, bro, man. Nobody wants to see. No, nobody wants to see the can man.
He is getting ready to fight. He fought. Mm-hmm. He signed a contract with the same pay-per-view company that did Terrence Crawford's last pay-per-view fight. So he's getting some guaranteed money. He needed some money.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, there's a whole lot of people just still getting paid. That don't mean they really fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Case in point, Mr. Pacquiao.
Shoot, Floyd's still making $20-30 million for exhibition fights.
Floyd needs to stop it, man. He needs go ahead and just be happy with retirement, counting your basically close to billions.
Yeah, so and people willing to give you free money. That's a hard way to make a living, but somebody got to do it. Mm-hmm. All right, speaking about straight up butt whippings. Man, last night I sat there at 7:30, ready to see a competitive game for a half. Because as I predicted, I said, Georgia got their scared a week before. They beat them by 10, at least 10. But what they did yesterday,
disrespectful.
That was a travesty.
Disrespectful.
Howard versus South Carolina.
Exactly. That's what I thought about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought about.
Wow.
They made the Big 12 look like they didn't even belong on the same field as Georgia.
Man, if I had a GIF, if we had the ability to put up GIFs right now, I'd put up a GIF with Apollo's trainer saying, "Throw in the damn towel."
Right. And I hate to say it, but that just goes to show Harbaugh ain't had them boys ready to play, man.
Exactly. Well, when you're thinking about interviewing for NFL jobs, it's hard to focus, on the
They
college football playoffs.
They thought TCU was a breeze. Let's just call it what it is. They thought TCU was going to be a breeze. They ain't have to prepare for them, and it was what it was.
But what Georgia did,
disrespectful.
they scored on their first 6 possessions.
6, right.
5 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Yeah. Their first 6 possessions. They punted for the first time their first possession in the second half, and then scored 4 of the next 5 possessions.
I was about to say, wasn't it 38-7 at halftime?
With the second and third string playing.
Yeah.
That was what's worse. The second and third string was still scoring like it was the first string.
What was the most disrespectful is when you beating them so bad, you basically on the sidelines eating wings.
I saw that today. That was really disrespectful.
I mean, they couldn't do nothing about it. They couldn't do a thing about it. Nothing. Matter of fact, the touchdown that they got was a blown coverage. They shouldn't have had 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, that defense from last year, which was historic, lost 5 players in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Just on defense. 15 players total got drafted from Georgia, and they beat the brakes off of TCU. And they sent a message to Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and whoever else wanted that
we ain't going nowhere.
We gonna be the new kings in town, and y'all gonna have to come take this.
Oh, Nick, you know Nick want that smoke. He was grinning the whole night because you know he thinking in the back of his head, "Oh, we gonna be back. We're gonna be back."
That was gonna lead me to my question. Like, yeah, dare we say Georgia being the new college football dynasty? How many more of these can they win?
Well, if you really look at it, Kirby Smart, their head coach, has been there for 7 years, 7 seasons. He's been to 3 national championships in 7 seasons, 1, 2, and got beat in the other one in overtime by a Tua overtime bomb that just beat them there. So he's putting it together, but you got to put the time in to state that.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, Nick Saban said, y'all need to get me this NIL money. And what did he do? He not only got the number 1 class, he's been doing that for years. He got the best class by rankings ever this year. So Nick
rebuilding. Rebuilding.
It's gonna make for fun college football. We know that.
So what's gonna happen when Stetson leaves?
Like Kirby Smart said, did y'all hear the story? Kirby Smart said he finally went to the bat and his young son was crying. And he finally said, don't bring me down. This is a great night. What you crying about? He said, Stetson's leaving. He's like, he's 25. He got to leave.
25. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah,
yes,
25.
sir.
Look, Duggan was 23 or 24. They both old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of them were 6-year super seniors because of COVID and all that. And if you do some reading on Bennett's story, he was a walk-on at Georgia. They wouldn't give him a locker.
Mm-hmm.
He had to leave, go to a junior college. He won a junior college championship, then came back, and they still told him he was only going to be a 3rd string at Georgia. Redshirted another season, and then last year, while winning the title, they were still all through last season to the playoffs. They was asking for the other quarterback who started the season, who got hurt, and Bennett. They had to put Bennett in, and now he's going to leave a 2-time national championship, the biggest hero in Georgia football history. And he did it with swag yesterday.
And gets a degree.
I know I would have. Yeah.
It goes to show that just because someone tells you no doesn't mean you still can't fulfill your dreams.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with you, BJ. Georgia, Kirby Smart was the best recruiter for Alabama when he was at Alabama. He's just done that and more. And to come home to your alma mater, win 2 national championships back-to-back, go 19, 29-1 over the last 2 seasons. Woo!
Yeah, he's good in Georgia. You're right about that, guy. Yeah. BJ, to your question, I mean, and I pose this to you fellas as well. Older quarterbacks, you don't really see them go 1st round like that because you don't. Yeah, what do y'all think?
It depends on the need and the want for squads. I mean, he's shown that he has the talent to lead a squad to a winning season and championship. but it just depends on the offensive scheme that he gets placed in. That's any quarterback.
True, but I normally see them going like second round. Like you don't really because they want somebody they can like groom and
I don't know.
mold.
Houston pretty desperate, man. I don't know.
He will be drafted because of how he showed this year. I doubt very seriously it definitely won't be in the first round. I doubt if it'll be in the second round, but somebody would take a flyer on him
Pick him up
in the third, fourth, fifth round. And he'll stick around on a team for a few years and then end up back in Georgia, either coaching for the team or whatever. But like Guy said, he a superstar in Georgia. He good. Go back to Georgia, open up a business, live life.
Mm-hmm.
I would pull him maybe in a later round, but to me, he resembles a lot of what Drew Brees was coming out of Purdue. And I wouldn't pass that up just to take a look and see what the young man has.
Yeah,
that's an interesting comparison.
Squads they can use him because the Colts they can use.
I was about to say Indianapolis could definitely use him.
The Colts can use him.
Because I said last year that the boy out of UNC, Howe, he was a steal for Washington because
definitely.
I remember he was a Heisman hopeful at one point. Carolina lost a lot of weapons. He still had a decent season his last year there, but he got overlooked by everybody else. And I think he's going to be a lot better than what people think he's going to be.
I agree. That was definitely – he showed it too on Sunday.
Yeah, so Georgia is the early odds-on favorite to win next year's championship and possibly be the first team ever to three-peat. Never been done in college football. They returned 12 starters, and I think their class was the number 3 ranked incoming class. They got some transfer portal guys that's coming in. They had, I think I read, 18 guys that started class Monday that are either early entry freshmen or transfer portal people. So they ready to roll. But again, Alabama ain't going to lay down. Best recruiting.
I'm not going to sleep on Ohio State either.
Starters. Ohio State returns.
They should have been there.
Michigan had a good recruiting class too. So
don't problem with Michigan.
Yeah, but the issue is Harbaugh, man.
It's the coach going to be there.
Right. Hey, man, soon as Denver come calling, I know he probably going, man.
Oh, he interviewed with them today.
I think. Yeah, he interviewed
with them today. So if Harbaugh takes a job, Michigan players are gone. Yeah. And did you see Professor J that Notre Dame picked up a transfer QB? Might have solved the QB.
I did.
Situation.
Second in the ACC in passing, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
From Wake Forest, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Next year will be good.
Yeah, BJ.
Yeah, true story. All right, let's move on to the NFL. The Ravens announced a big signing today. Wasn't the signing that people wanted to see, but they announced a big signing. Linebacker Roquan Smith, who they traded for early in the year from Chicago, signed a 5-year, $100 million contract extension, making him the highest paid strictly linebacker player ever in the NFL. He doesn't play DN or rush in. He's strictly a middle linebacker. And what this sets up for me, fellas, is now they definitely going to tag Lamar.
That's going to suck. Oh, God.
And they're going to have to play that game of
that's going to suck.
Is Lamar even going to sign the tag?
Right.
If he does sign it, when he going to sign it? Because he can wait till right before the season starts and then say, okay, I'll sign it. The tag is it's projected now. It's going up. They got to use the exclusive tag because if they don't use the exclusive tag and use the transition tag, that means somebody could sign Lamar and just give them 2 first-round draft picks. They do that in a heartbeat. So the exclusive tag is projected to be $46 million. Wow. And then if you don't give him the number that he wants after that, you can tag him one more time After that, it's going to be $55 million. Would that work out to,
Man,
fellas?
The Ravens
Wow.
messed up,
$101
man.
million.
That's a
Wow.
game of
Messed
chicken.
up.
A true game of chicken.
Wow.
Which makes him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Mm.
Remember,
With no
I was on
contract.
record saying that they were going to mess this up, botch this up, and it was going to cost them more in the long run by not getting him locked down before the season started. And
You
it's
said
just,
it.
I just
You
don't,
said
I
it.
don't understand Bisciotti and what their general manager is doing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, do y'all feel that he should have just like sat out until he got his money and not played at all?
He might still sit out this playoff game. It's not a given that he's going to play. And I think that's part of his plan. To be honest with you, he is not happy with this situation.
Yeah, I think he tried to be the good soldier and tried to do the right thing. And once he got injured, he was like, I'm not going to put my body on the line.
Right.
If I'm not feeling 100% and risk getting injured, then y'all going to say, oh, you were injured again, so we can't pay you. He's not playing them games.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't. I mean, honestly, Ravens going to win a Super Bowl? No. So I wouldn't put myself on the line because you know how playoff football is, especially on quarterback. They head hunting. I wouldn't do it, y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We'll find out this Saturday.
Yeah.
And they playing Cincinnati too?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Business
Joe Cool ain't having that. Yeah,
business decision.
On that field? Yeah, absolutely. All right, fellas. Yesterday was what historically has been called Black Monday in the NFL world. It wasn't as bad as it normally is because we already had 3 coaches fired during the season. So we already had Carolina Panthers. They were first. Then we had the Indianapolis Colts. Then we had the Denver Broncos. Houston Texans.
Right. I'm pissed.
Pathetic. That's just pathetic.
Man, that's a destination. I'm with Stephen A. Man, black quarterbacks need not apply.
I mean, well, we already know Lovey didn't get a chance, man. We already know.
To fire 2 black head coaches after only giving each of them 1 season, and both of them were creating a culture for the team. They weren't winning because they don't have the players.
Yeah. And if I was a player getting drafted, like and all this for a first round pick, if I was a player getting drafted, I would pull an Eli and say, I don't want to go to Houston.
I was about to say the same thing.
But how many players have that option?
Yeah, especially black quarterbacks, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's dirty what they did. I'm happy that Lovey has 3 more years on his contract, so they're gonna have to pay him 3 more years. And the coach previously, he only got a 3-year contract, but he got paid this year and get paid next year. It's just a shame that poorly run organizations blame the head coach for stuff that was already a dumpster fire when they got there and took over, and then say why you ain't improve it. It's just terrible. And you don't have any players.
Bryce Young, if it's you, stay away from the masseuses. That's all I got to tell you.
Oh, you funny. And then the Arizona Cardinals actually put Cliff Kingsbury out of his misery. I think he wanted to be fired.
I was about to say 3 years too late.
Man, who you telling? All that talent he has down there, and they ain't doing nothing.
He still got that sweet crib, though.
He does.
And just think about what he pulled off. He signed a 5-year contract extension in the previous offseason. So he got 5 more years coming.
So he tried. Y'all stuck with him.
Nah, BJ, we call that Blue Tuesday.
Blue. You know, McCarthy ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
Yeah, so Kingsbury, I mean, he got the sweet gig. He don't have to deal with Kyler no more. He doesn't have to deal with that ownership group.
Got that sweet crib in Arizona.
Got the sweet crib. Got the fat new 5-year contract that ain't even started. That they got to pay him out. Life's good.
Life is good. Yeah.
Even the GM, who also got a contract extension, he stepped down too. He's like, yeah. So everybody's leaving and getting paid. Now, speaking to my boy G Money again, there's a couple of jobs that still might come open. So there's 5 current head jobs that are officially open. Y'all heard the thing about the Rams, Sean McVay, who's seriously considering walking away from coaching for a while. He just got married. I believe his new wife is pregnant. He grew up in the industry. His great-grandfather was an executive in the media industry, specifically sports. I got an uncle that was a GM and all that. So he knows this grind. And I think he's just not sure if he wants to commit to continue to grind the way he's been grinding and commit all the hours when he's trying to start a family. And he knows he's got big-time offers waiting for him to work for either ESPN, Fox,
I see him at Fox,
Amazon Prime as a commentator. That'll pay him anywhere from $10 to up to $20 million a year. He can make more not coaching and have a better life than coaching.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a damn
true.
shame. That is a damn shame.
That Super Bowl hangover, like, is a lot, and so I don't blame him for
Man,
to consider
if he
that.
take a year off, Washington better be knocking his door down to
They
get him
better.
at the next year. Even if he
yeah.
say no, they need to be in the running.
Like, come on back home, Sean. Come
Right.
on back home.
And then you have 2 other positions that could be open depending on what happens in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, get ready.
LA Chargers.
Yep, get ready.
Where Brian Stanley did
Bye-bye.
playing his starters, especially 2 injury-prone starters, in that playoff game, and Bosa got injured and Williams got injured
Yeah.
again.
Get ready.
If they lose,
And they
then
lost.
then
Oh, they losing. Trust me, they
Ooh,
losing.
lose.
Yeah,
But they
losing.
lost week 18 too. So you lost week 18.
They losing.
And now you got to deal with Jacksonville.
They,
If they
yes,
lose to
they're
Jacksonville,
losing.
Duval.
he gonna lose his job.
Yeah, they losing. I got my popcorn ready for that game.
Oh my gosh.
And that's one of the teams that Sean Payton said was one of his first 2 options to take a job.
Ooh,
And
LA.
And then,
That's not bad.
hey, I know God wants this to happen, and there's some other Dallas fans out there.
No G money.
Stay with
I
me.
don't know. Y'all
Yeah,
know
stick
how
with
Jerry get. Jerry would
He gonna bring Chucky back?
nah.
Nah, I don't see
Nah,
that.
ain't
Jerry-
nobody touching him.
Jerry was pissed off by that show on Sunday here in DC.
Wait, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, they got whipped.
On third
Loved
string
it.
quarterback.
Love
Sam
every minute of it.
Howell.
You
Yeah.
get beat by a
Ow.
quarterback in his first start ever, never played a game. You playing your starters.
Your
and
starter.
you
with
get
your
dominated.
Yeah.
Right.
So if he goes down to Tampa Bay and loses to Brady,
Which they will.
And I can't stand Brady, but I hope he put it on.
Sean Payton might be the new
Nah,
head
we ain't
coach.
moving on, G buddy. No.
Hey, it's just real, partner.
What happened to the running game?
Yeah. And a surprise one that might happen that a lot of people aren't going to expect, especially after the announcement yesterday that Bill Belichick said he's coming back. When have you ever heard Bill Belichick, who wasn't asked that question, preemptively tell people, yeah, I'm coming back next year? He knows that Robert Kraft, the owner, is going to demand that he make some certain changes.
Growing
So he's
impatient.
putting it out there that if I ain't back, it's because Kraft is forcing me out. That was a preemptive shot.
Kraft might go younger.
Kraft is pissed off at what that offense looks like
I
and
would be.
how
too.
Daniel Jones has taken is recessed with obviously 2 defensive coordinators that's trying to be an offensive coach.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
understand
so-
that.
Look out for those.
Maybe Bill was holding that spot because he knew McDaniels was gonna fail again,
And come
and
back.
he'll be right back in his lap. So why put somebody there that could actually hold the OC position?
Yeah.
Because this Bama, my little mini me, gonna be right back in my fold.
A la Matt Patricia. Then he had to come back to New England after
Yeah.
failing at
Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I hope he bring one of his people back. The offensive coordinator currently at Alabama, please.
Oh,
Take
Brian.
him.
O'Brien.
Bill
Take
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Please get him
Yeah.
out of Alabama and bring him back
he's
home.
terrible.
For real.
He's terrible.
At
We
least he
would've
is
saw the
an
national
offensive
championship.
coordinator.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
He
We
messing up
would have saw the
nucleus.
national championship we deserved had he not been the OC.
Mhm.
so let's talk about some of these games real quick, fellas. Hey, I got said, I think Aaron Rodgers needs to take a serious thought about retiring.
Retire.
Ah,
See ya.
Bye.
goodbye. I'm so happy, Lord.
Hit the road.
They'd have lost 3 times at home, ending the season, losing at home, with Aaron Rodgers either throwing for 0 or 1 touchdown and looking terrible. And then they get beat by, shout out to Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions.
My
That's a
boys.
team that
Yes,
has
sir.
dominated for
Let's
15
go.
years.
Yes.
Yeah.
The changing of the guard, baby.
Detroit Lions. Say it
Hutchinson.
loud.
Hutchinson went off.
Yeah. But, I mean, come on. You can't lose that game, you Aaron Rodgers. You're a 4-time MVP.
He not
You can't
interested
score more than
anymore.
16 points?
Yeah, he not interested.
And all of
clear.
that is probably what got to his head and have him be full of himself to think he could just cruise, through it's Lambeau, it's the last game.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to him on the Pat McAfee show? He sounded like he was never interested this entire season, just based off of how he talks. He ready to
he was grinding
transition.
in the beginning of the season because he complained he ain't had no weapons or no receivers.
J3, we all know why he came back. I mean, $50 million. I wouldn't leave that on the table either.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
He wants to do it his way and only his way. And if he can't do it this way, he's not really interested. But he want that check.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's crazy. We briefly discussed it, but Dallas laid the egg. How you gonna come to Washington again?
Man. Our Super Bowl.
Third
Our Super
string.
Bowl.
Quarterback
Sam
rested
Howell.
some players
Sam
and lose
Howell.
26-6. And
Wow.
yo, Dak got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked
You
real bad.
That man
Real
led the league, was tied for the league in interceptions with 15, and only played in 12 games.
Sound like another one of their quarterbacks, doesn't it? Was it number 8 or number 9?
Oh, you talking about Romo?
Was it
Hard,
Nine.
hard to tell
It
the
was
difference.
bad.
Hard to
Just
tell the
wonder.
difference.
Yeah, you can't diss Aikman. He got 3 Super Bowls.
My bad. It was number 9.
Yeah, 9 is Romo.
Yeah, so
But
yeah,
we
that
said it though. Come
if-
December, January, they gonna
come
be
December.
ghosts.
Exactly.
if he go to Tampa Bay and throw 1 or 2 picks,
It's over.
Yeah. I
Man.
mean, when the question is,
Tampa
what
Bay's
part is he
defense
gonna
have
do?
a darn field day.
yeah.
we tried to move on, G Buddy.
I'm sorry.
It's
We're
too
gonna
good.
move
It's
on.
too good.
the Kansas City Chiefs did their thing, dominated the Raiders, wrapped
my
up
Super
the
Bowl picks.
number 1 seed in the AFC. Did y'all see that? They call it the snow globe play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's
The merry-go-round
disrespectful.
They
joint.
did.
You in the NFL game and you got your team doing.
What me and the com say?
That was a whack holding call,
They
too,
playing
man.
recess football.
That was a
Yeah.
whack holding
just playing
call.
recess
They do that
football.
on every play.
That's
But they scored on
amazing.
the next play. So there you go. The ball don't lie.
Yeah, that just showed they just bored and they ready to just get to the postseason, make this thing happen.
They my Super Bowl picks. I
And
got to see Kansas City.
It
win.
hasn't been announced, but Patrick Mahomes will win his second MVP. He has the most combined yards
Mhm.
in any season in NFL history, threw for over 5,000 yards again, 41 touchdowns, like 10 interceptions, rushed for like 3 or 4 more. He had a monster year without Tyreek.
Whose
That
record
looked
did he
real
break?
easy.
Hold on. Whose record did he break for the most yards in the season? Come on.
Mm.
Come on. You know it. Who was it? My man. that
Oh yeah,
retired.
Drew Brees.
That's right. That's
Drew
right.
Brees.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
How about
Who
those
that?
Chiefs?
Equally, the Eagles did their thing with the return of Jalen Hurts. They had Hurts playing a very basic offense.
Yeah.
Don't run, hand the ball off, little quick passes. They just wanted to get him in the game. They was beating the brakes off of the Giants. It was 13-0.
Then it was 22-16.
I was playing the little people. What'd you expect?
Yeah,
they
just took their foot off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter and let the Giants score 13 points late to make it look like it was closer. But the Eagles with the easy win, wrap up the number 1 seed, get Jalen an extra week to rest, hopefully get their right tackle back who says he's going to play in the playoffs. So if they can get people somewhat healthy enough to be effective playing, I think they can make a run to the NFC Championship.
But if something happens to Jalen,
right,
cancel Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
That's any of the NFL teams. If your starting quarterback, with the exception of San Francisco 49ers, if the starting quarterback gets injured and can't play, cancel Christmas.
Did Karen see the little people, J3?
Of course. She said we're in the playoffs.
Yes, you are, sis. Yes, you are. Not only are y'all in the playoffs, sis, I think y'all gonna win this weekend.
Oh, do you now? You really? Do you think them against
Kirk?
Professor's boy Kirk?
Kirk?
Gonna,
Cap Kirk ain't going.
Y'all heard it here.
Okay.
New York Giants are gonna go to Minnesota and beat the Vikings at home.
What?
I'm rolling with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Kirk too. You know it.
They're gonna get physical with them. They're gonna get physical with the Vikings and make them have to play a physical game, and the Vikings don't want to do that.
But who gonna get physical with Justin Jefferson? Because that boy stay open.
Yeah, he getting 150 and 2 scores.
You better feed Cook too. You better feed him.
But they don't do that. They want to throw the ball all around the yard. So
I said you better.
I hear you.
All we're gonna hear is
first down.
We will see. We will see. I don't mind being the Lone Ranger out there. When it happened, y'all say, "Dang, what's the Big Red thing about?"
Okay.
Hey, shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, shout out.
Go from 3-6 to 9-8. Beat the Titans in a winner-take-all AFC South Division title, 20-16, and they did it in all facets of the game. Ended up winning the game in the fourth quarter with time running out, force a fumble. Defensive end linebacker Josh Allen, the other Josh Allen, scoops it up, goes 37 yards for the game-winning TD.
So let me ask you this, Reg, for real, because I watched that game, and I'm not an offensive player. I mean, I'm not an NFL analyst like you are. But please tell me, what kind of game plan was the Titans playing? Because you tried to run the ball to Derrick Henry 3/4 of the game. They loaded the box up with 8 people, and you're gonna steadily try to go up the damn middle. Why?
They had no other remedy. They had no other formula.
But if you was paying attention to like the first quarter or even the second quarter, whenever he ran outside the numbers, he was more productive than trying to go up the middle. And they steadily tried to force it up the middle.
They ain't deserve to make
That's why the offensive coordinator got fired today.
Yeah. And their line was trash because every time Hobbs even tried to get back and attempt a pass, he was just getting too much pressure. That's why he turned the ball over. He didn't have any time. And him trying to process and make decisions. I mean, he been in the league 6 years, but he didn't have a command of the offense. The pressure.
Yeah, he's only been there 3 weeks.
Yeah. But he came from the Steelers, so he's been around, but he's never started. But these games that he had down there in Tennessee.
But again,
we got to learn a whole new offense. Come in and start learning a whole new offense. Well,
this will be music to Ed. Shout out to Ed if you're listening. But Tannehill's got to go. Tannehill's got to go.
Yeah, his contract is situated where they can easily walk away from that. The question is, who's going to take his place? Because unfortunately, the rookie isn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
He needs at least another year.
Carson Wentz available.
Yeah, how about that?
Let's do a swap.
They're not gonna renew his contract. He can walk. He can go down there, sign him a free agent contract.
Yeah, please, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Wentz has got to go too.
Got to go.
What y'all think about the Buffalo Bills after going through all they went through as a team to come out
perfect
day?
That's my
and then start the game with a 101-yard kickoff
That's
return?
my quarterback.
Man, perfect. Textbook.
Yeah, the first one was 96. The second one was 101.
3 years, 3 months to the date of their last kickoff return. Threes. A magic number for them these days. And not only did he take one back, he take two back.
Two.
The question is, how far are they going to get in the playoffs? That's the real question.
They
got some
emotional
blocks.
They
got some stumbling blocks to the
championship.
It's going to be a rematch. It's going to be a rematch. But, well, I mean,
they're going to have to play Cincinnati. They're going to have to play Cincinnati next week. Cincinnati going to beat the Ravens.
I don't think Cincinnati's going to the championship or the Super Bowl.
Cincinnati going to beat the Ravens. And Miami, Tua ain't playing this week. So Buffalo's going to beat Miami. Yeah. And then Cincinnati's going to go to Buffalo and finish what they think they was going to do in Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati beats Buffalo.
Not this time.
Wow. I see a rematch between KC and Buffalo.
Exactly. Not this time. Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It'll only take us a week to see who does what. So we will see. As my man Joe Cool said, our Super Bowl window is as long as I'm playing football. It was dead serious.
You got the swag.
And dead serious. So
he got the confidence.
Let's get it on.
That.
Last game we're going to hit before we talk about this week coming up game. Yo, you got to shout out Brock Purdy. That man 5-0. He had 3 touchdowns.
Brock Purdy.
Mr. Irrelevant who? He ain't irrelevant.
He making the situation for San Francisco going to be real tough now because they gave away draft picks and compensation to draft the quarterback number in the first round early last year, and now Mr. Irrelevant's coming in and playing. You got to give him the job.
Yeah, I just changed my mind. Jimmy G going to Tennessee. Carson Wentz going to go to New York. Yeah, watch.
And who going to the Raiders? Yeah. Who going to the Raiders?
Let Carson Wentz go to the Raiders. Let him sit in the blue.
They act like they like what his name? Stennett?
The rumor is that Tom Brady going to the Raiders.
Oh, Q. That's going to look like Jerry Rice going to the Raiders at the end of his career. Go on, Mr. Brady. Go on.
He goes back and hooks up with his old offensive coordinator, so he knows the system.
Yeah, go ahead.
He can jump right in there. They're going to re-sign Josh Jacobs, bring in Brady, and try to make a run.
And got Devontae Adams on the
man.
You got Waller in the middle. Ooh.
Yep.
Man, let's be for real. We starting to see the chink in Brady's armor now. I'm just saying he's gonna beat Dallas, but Dallas probably really handle their business unless Dak turn the ball over. Brady is never gonna be that dude again. You're seeing the demise of his career, right?
I mean, that was the only NFC team to go with a losing record into the playoffs. That tells you right there. So, but my question is, so if
do you know that Tom Brady threw for almost 4,700 yards this year?
I get he throw for the yards because he has weapons, but I'm talking about in a playoff game situation. Yeah. I don't see him doing his magic like he used to in the past. I just don't see it.
Okay.
But my question was going to be, so with y'all foreseeing Brady going to the Raiders, where do y'all see Derek Carr going?
That's a good question.
Well,
I can see Derek Carr with the Jets.
He's gonna be somebody backup.
Because Washington wanted him before. They were just asking for too much.
I can see Washington.
I can see Washington making a run at him, but I think the Jets would be a better fit for him, where he doesn't have to be an offensive juggernaut, just be a solid quarterback. with a great defense.
That's what Flacco doing.
Running back. No, Flacco
He
retired
done.
and
Yeah,
just
he
didn't let
done.
the Jets know.
Because they threw some money at it. Hey, if you gonna give me some money to come off the couch, I'm gonna do it
That's
too.
what Flacco
I'll
doing.
do it.
Taking
Yeah.
up space.
That's
Flacco
what Mark
retired. And he
Sanchez
just forgot
did.
to tell the team. he just kept showing up. Hey, and before we get out of here about these teams, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, 15 years, never lose a
Man.
season.
I know.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT.
Mm.
Dang,
He's
I want
gunning
him
for
to
the
have a
GOAT.
losing season because you guys Steelers fans talking about fire him. I'll take him here in a minute.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to get rid of
crazy.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is crazy how he's pulled that off. Switch quarterbacks in the middle of the season.
Still
And
gonna
I
win
think
the
we've
record.
all found out that a lot of the drama at the end, the last few years, wasn't Tomlin, but was them placating Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So this weekend, you got games 3 nights in a row. Start off Saturday. You got number 7 Seattle Seahawks visit the number 2 San Francisco 49ers, 4:30 p.m. on Fox. And the Saturday night game is the number 5 Chargers at the number 4 Jags, 8:15 on NBC. Who y'all got?
I'm gonna say the Jags. I kind of like Ronnie Sunshine Bass, aka Trevor Lawrence, leading the Jaguars to this victory. So yeah, I go Jags.
You already said earlier, Jaguars.
Anybody think the Seahawks can do anything to the 49ers?
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Even though I would like to see Geno kind of still keep that run going, but no.
Geno's earned himself a contract. The question is, how long and how much?
Well, he definitely earned comeback player of the year.
With that being said, he actually passed Russell Wilson's passing yardage for one season. So
Absolutely.
he definitely earned his keep.
Which is wild because during his tenure there in Seattle, he had beast mode, he had Carson, he had people. They still had a balanced running game, but clearly they threw the ball a lot more this year than they did with Russell Wilson. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But he ran a lot too, though. So
because Kenneth Walker, don't forget about him. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, you got 3 games Sunday. You got the number 7 Dolphins against the number 2 Bills. Again, the Dolphins don't have a quarterback because Tua is still in concussion protocol. And I can't see any way they're going to let him play. So
sleep with the fishes.
That's the easy one for the Bills. The 4:30 game is my sister's New York Giants facing the number 3 Vikings. As I said,
I'm going
this
all
will be
purple.
the upset of the weekend.
All
The
purple.
Giants are beating the Vikings.
Dalvin Cook he got something to prove.
Skull.
Can't prove it if they'll give you the ball.
Right.
Skull.
And last but not least, on Sunday, you got the Ravens at the Bengals.
That's gonna be
AFC North.
Orange and black, baby.
Repeat playing back to back. But again, they say Lamar might play. I don't think Lamar playing.
Which
means the Ravens don't have a chance.
If he's smart, he will not
got a
play.
chance.
And then we finish it off Monday night. Them Cowboys go down to Tampa to face the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Man,
and then I think we see the Cowboys do this.
Come sit down right beside us. Come on, sit down.
Right.
And
too bad it's not in Dallas because I would have loved a montage of the crying faces again.
Yeah, we can't have Stephen A. clowning people again for another year. So that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good.
The skit today was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
So yeah. He did the piggy thing. That was
say it again.
And Mike Irvin was just quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, because he boiling inside.
Yeah. We getting there in a show, so we're not gonna go into deep in the NBA. We'll get to that NBA updates, but we do want to point out that KD Had Jimmy Butler fall into his right knee, gonna be out for, they say, at least a month. So it'll be interesting to see.
Kyrie.
Now your boy got to come and be the leader again and show up. So we'll see if the Brooklyn Nets can remain the hottest team in the NBA. And the babyface assassin is supposed to return tonight, a.k.a. Steph Curry. So we got some good stuff to look forward to in the NBA. All right, fellas, so it is about that time again for us to get ready to get up out of here. But before we do that, we got to get some final posts. J3, why don't you get us started?
So you mentioned the number 3 earlier in the program, and I'm going to use that as my last post. 3 words: mind, body, and soul. Keep that in mind.
I like that. What you got, Sis?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Maryland. One of the local teams that's at least putting some effort to win it by beating Ohio State. I definitely see them on the come up. Keep doing your thing.
And why I know you was talking about Maryland men. The Maryland women are ranked number 9 in the country.
Yeah. Yes.
So shout out to both teams, basketball teams, doing their thing. What you got for me, Professor?
Glad we didn't get into it this week, but I hope my dominoes and my Bucks world don't come tumbling down. I'm hearing that Chris Middleton could be on the trading block, man, and that's going to really mess me up if something like that actually transpires. So all of you out there, please pray for Chris Middleton that he stays on the Bucks team, because they the ones that can take out Boston and Brooklyn. So Bucks, BJ, Bucks.
Chris Middleton got to get healthy.
Yeah.
He got a sore knee now. He missed all the weeks with the wrist. Missed the end of last season with. So yeah, I don't see who's gonna trade for him when he been.
Yeah, hurt. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Telling you, that's his ploy. He do that, then he get to the playoffs, and we all good. So leave him alone.
And they've shown that they can win without him.
But they need him to win it all, though.
I know who can use some shooters.
I do too. But you ain't getting them.
The geriatrics team. Talking about that geriatrics team.
We ain't geriatric now. We youngish.
My final post is to the boxing world. Stop playing games. With the exception of a handful of people, boxing has been losing market share, been losing fans. And the boxers who put their lives on the line, literally in a concussion sport, are making less money than they've made in years because the promoters won't allow the fights that people want to see happen. And when you're a big-time fighter, a.k.a. Errol Spence, if you really want to fight somebody, you tell your promoter, make it happen, and stop playing. So to boxing, my first super sports love, come on, let's get this together. We need some of these big-time fights to happen. If not, y'all going to continue to lose market share to UFC, and then you're going to be wondering what happened to boxing in 5 years.
You're wondering that now.
All right, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in and listening. As always, we appreciate your time and opportunity to share our positions on sports with you. We're here each and every Tuesday now at 8 p.m. for our live show. Please join us each and every Tuesday. You can also download this show and previous shows via our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, or listen to shows on your favorite podcast platform. All you have to do is go to your favorite platform, put in Positional Sports Talk Show. That'll bring up the shows. As always, the professor does a great job uploading shows for us, so you can catch many episodes. Do us a favor, subscribe and like. Subscriptions free. And please, if you enjoy the show, please tell your friends, family, and social media followers about us. We greatly appreciate it. Be safe. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. This has been the Positional Sports Talk Show. Peace.
Say it again. Say it again.
We're with you.
Say it again.